Good morning and welcome back to another YouTube. Prep has officially started. Anyone who's been following along last sort of 2 months really, I've just been sort of maintaining, holding in the middle, waiting to decide on prep, waiting for my health to allow me to prep. Obviously I had COVID, which left me with a few issues with my respiratory system, but we're all good now. So we are in prep. Couple of changes have been made initially, nothing too drastic. Well, one major one for me is steps now are up. So I was averaging out between 8 and 10. Now I am hitting 12 a day. So having to actively track those, but that's the only real main thing. Few changes to food, nothing crazy. You'll probably see a few of them today. And we are going to train back, final session of the week, which is Saturday. So it's not too busy a day. I don't take client check-ins today, but I do have a few setups to do, which I will show you later. So time to eat. I am starving, and this is also a pre-workout meal. Cream of rice, whey, and the dogs are waiting on their nut butter. Okay, so coming up to 10 a.m, leaving for the gym a little bit later than normal. We tend to do this on a weekend. Although just me training today, no Becky, she's behind the camera. She's not feeling great, so she's not going to be training herself. I'm actually going to be meeting Harley there, who trained legs with me yesterday. He's going to train back again with me today, so it should be a good session. And pre-workout, Dunkin' iced Americano. Little hack here, I don't get them to put any milk in it there because they use the barista milk and stuff, so higher calories. When it gets here, I just add like 40 ml of unsweetened coconut milk, which is like 10 calories less even. For that amount, and then some sweetener myself. So nice iced Americano to drink on the way to the gym, and then back session incoming. Right, we are in for back. Hopefully you can hear me. Music's pretty loud this morning and the gym's pretty busy. Kicking things off with this prime dual pull down. 2 sets here. I like to start off with a pull down variation like this. You'll see more sort of pulling into the upper back, get that nice and warm. It gets stability there for when we go into our rows. So 2 sets here, and then we'll move into an upper back sort of upper mid back movement. Just maneuvering to be able to hold the weights on. Right, working set. See how this goes. That's real stable, like that's all full of blood. Is that right? 8 to 12. Right. Okay, so next movement up. A while back this was a bent over barbell row for me, but moving into prep obviously with fatigue management, things like that, doing a bent over movement after a heavy leg day yesterday is not advisable, and I know this wouldn't be able to continue during prep. So as I started dieting, I put in a T-bar row, but unfortunately they got rid of the chest supported T-bar row. Piece of dog shit, which I've tried for the last 2 weeks, and it's absolutely useless. So I'm following Harley's lead here on a movement, using this dual cable, working in sort of the same alignment that we would be with the T-bar into that sort of upper back. Looks really nice. So perks of training with someone who knows what they're doing as well, you can always learn something new. So I'll give this a go. Is that height all right then? Yeah, that's perfect. Third exercise in, probably one of my favorite movements for back if you want a nice thick wide lower lat. It's just this lower lat focused row. So keys here, chest up, driving the elbow into your hip, into your pocket, not around and getting scapular retraction, looking to pull into the mid-back. Thinking driving down into that hip, driving hard and squeezing down on that lower lat. Exercise 4, we're going back with more of an upper back row here. I've not used this before, so this is the first time that Darren has, and I think he found out last week that this was actually better unilaterally, so we'll just be doing it single arm today. Just made a little bit of an adjustment here based on the way that the machine moves. What we were seeing before was when the seat was slightly higher, the elbow was flicking up at the back, whereas we want to try and keep the arm path as consistent all the way through as possible. So hopefully that's a little bit better. Something you'll notice within bodybuilding and movement patterns, everything is like, it's all about alignment and straight lines. And so if you start in this sort of alignment, you should be going straight through. And even when you look at like posing and stuff for symmetry, it's all straight lines. Like, so when you're like in a pose like this, it's like the knee to the elbow runs in a straight line. It's the same with like your movements. If you're starting in a line like this, you want to kind of finish in that line. You don't want to deviate off it. Then more than likely, if you deviate away from it, you're taking away the muscle tension from where it should be going. Another upper back movement. So there's a theme to today's session, a whole lot of upper back, mid back, and everything is chest supported. As I said, we did legs yesterday, so we want everything to be supported. We don't want to be putting any pressure on our lower back, hamstrings, doing any bent over or free weight movements. So one of my favorite upper back movements is this prime row that we set up so our chest is sort of level here. I have it set to cam setting 5 because obviously this is exercise 5 now. So there is a certain amount of fatigue building up, and by setting it on number 5, what it's doing is it's putting all the resistance at the beginning and middle, and then there's a drop off as we get to the hardest portion in the full contraction here. So the aim here is driving their elbows high and wide, pulling into sort of the rear delts and rhomboids, upper back sort of region. Again, 2 sets here, 1 top set, 1 back level. Moving on to the kind of, I call this the touch-up accessory kind of back movement stuff. Using a DY row here, very controlled into the stretch, but really want to focus on pulling those traps first. I'm very much doing this for like a trap, almost like a sort of a 45-degree length over and dumbbell trap like raise, which I also have done in the past, but with the machine here, we're just looking for that motion first and then follow through into the upper back. So a bit of an audible on the session. Next movement programmed in usually is a wide grip cable pull down, but with a couple of changes that have been made to the session over the last 2 or 3, and then today with Arlie, we've swapped sort of movements in. It's become even more sort of upper back dominant. So doing that pull down, which is another upper back movement, is kind of pointless considering our upper back's fried. So we're going to swap that out and actually finish off with a cable pull over. Just put some blood into those lats and then move on to a little bit of biceps. They have all the chest ones and the shoulder one. They're perfect. Yeah. Even like the shoulder ones, like you get no shoulder ones. pretty much half-assed in my arms. I don't. Triceps I'm doing a little bit more now because, but it's more so to build up that tricep muscle around it. I've got no elbow pain. I'm not going heavy, but I'm quite controlled because I want to take away from my elbow. But biceps, nah, fuck it.
I'm blown. My arms are literally going after.
So yeah, if you've been listening to that, do as we say, not as we do. Both me and Harley don't really train our arms too intensely.
I've got two. Before me and you started training together, I'd had 2 exercises on biceps a week, and that was literally it. 4 sets.
I've prepped with none. I did the Arnold prep with none.
But I think in terms of like limbs, arms and for me calves are the 2 areas that I don't struggle with.
Okay, so that is big pull session wrapped up. Honestly, I'm feeling pretty damn wrecked. We did legs together yesterday, pull today, and I'm definitely doing nothing for the rest of the day. As I said, a little bit of client work to do. No check-ins, just some setups. Chill on the couch with Becky. She's not feeling great, so we're probably going to watch a whole lot of Chicago PD today. Relax, and then rest day tomorrow is just going to be needed, as I absolutely feel wiped out. Just posing there, couldn't feel like I could, my legs just did not want to contract. So it's always a good sign. Definitely leveled up training the last 2 days, so definitely be getting more sessions in with Harley moving forward. I think it'll bring a lot of benefit to both of us. 100% time to eat.
I think so, especially for me as well. Transitioning now from a prep into an off season, I think 2 of the areas that I need to work on are going to be my back and, well, mainly posterior, which you've got great back posterior, so it's only going to benefit me. And I think we're very similar in terms of how we train, the weights that we lift, so it's not an inconvenience. It's not as if we've got to take.
I think he's being generous there. He definitely lifts a little bit more than me on most things, but our approach is definitely the same. I think we have the same mentality around training, same attitude to how it should be approached, which makes it very, it just flows well. Like even today, the session was like, do you want to do this, this? The suggestion you made for a movement, I absolutely loved. We kind of have the same. We're in line there, so it's definitely going to be exciting moving forward. It's been a long time since I've trained with someone, and I think I've got very complacent in my own training. So it's going to be good to just have someone there just to try and keep up with. Right, a number of hours have passed. I know I did say I would show you a little bit about what I was doing when I got home, but we were both wrecked and we had a nice chilled afternoon. Did a little bit of work, and I've had the New York Pro on in the background for the last hour or 2. But now it is time for meal 5. Buffalo mince burgers, 200 grams of potato that I have cooked into fries, which are probably my new favorite thing from someone who didn't used to like potatoes, and just some tomato, and then I'll use a little bit of this Flavor Gang ranch sauce. Yeah, so pretty relaxed evening. I do have to go out and get some more steps in a while. Thank you, Milo. Thank you. Yeah, make loads of noise. Yeah, so it's pretty standard Saturday for us. It's weekends, we don't have check-ins as such, so we tend to try and unwind a little bit, as our weekdays are pretty hectic in terms of gym, home, straight into check-ins, work until like 6, 7, and then we have an hour or 2 before bed. So today we have chilled. I guess I better update you a little bit. I've sort of talked around the topic of prep. After the Arnold Ohio, plan was always to take a little break, but not this long. I had clients competing, but I did get sick after the Arnold UK and got COVID. Turned into be long COVID, had some problems with my breathing, Been using an inhaler for that, but finally feeling a lot better. And there is plans in place to compete this year. Just started prep officially this week with a timeline in place, but I don't want to say exactly which show yet because there's sort of 3 or 4 in and around the sort of 12 to 16 weeks away from now. So I'm just going to assess how things are going, not put too much pressure on it, and I will keep you updated as we go along, and when I have nailed in the show I will let you know. So thank you very much for watching, hope you enjoyed it. Comment down below anything you want to see in the future, and please like and subscribe because it does help the channel grow.